Okay, so today we're just briefly talking about Momentum car warranties. Momentum are a car warranty company. I think they're based in Scotland or somewhere. I can't remember where. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, you'll mostly find these warranties, these extended warranties. You'll find them when you buy a car from a dealership or from a small garage. You can buy them online. I think they're about £300 for the year. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest, not if you're paying for it. The only reason I've got one is because I got one included with my car when I bought it. So far my experience with them is, well, seem to be okay. I mean, when you ring up, the service is good. They do jerk you around a bit. And what I mean by that is, when I bought my car, it's an Astra. I don't know if you can see it from here. It's an Astra GSI Turbo, and when I bought it, the valve stem seals needed doing, and the VXR Turbo needed doing. And the garage that I bought them from, legally it was up to them to sort it out, but they were jerking me around as well, and they just kind of passed it on to the warranty company and trying to get it through with them. So, to be fair, completely and utterly not up to Momentum to sort it out, because the car was sold to me like that, and the garage that sold me to it signed. Bloody hell, it's windy outside today. Anyway, signed a piece of paper to say that everything's been, sort of rectified with the car, and the garage knew that it was, but they didn't half jerk us around. I mean, when it was in at our Vauxhall specialist, he was having to constantly ring them. I was having to constantly ring Momentum to let us know if they're going to put this warranty through for the new VXR Turbo and the new valve stem seals, and they were saying, oh, do this, do that, and get a letter from this and get a letter from that, and they just kept, we could have just done with a straight no, not a do this, do that, ring your old garage, get them to sign this piece of paper, and get this garage to do this, get a comparison quote from another garage. They made us jump through loops basically. There was a few people online that say it's not even worth the paper it's written on. Because I've got a leaflet inside, but I won't bother showing you, but it's got loads of stuff on it, and it's basically the advertising leaflet for when people are going to buy the warranties, or when you're buying a car and you get that reassurance of you got a warranty, and there's loads of stuff on it, like head gasket, turbo, all this other stuff, and loads of stuff that's written on it. But then when you ring the warranty company, what you find is it depends on what the reason for the failure of the part is. So they only cover sudden failure. So if, for instance, your head gasket's going and your car starts kicking out a bit of smoke on occasion, you're having your oil mixed with your coolant mixed with your oil, that wouldn't be covered under warranty, because that's not sudden failure. That's just a part that's on its way out. It's that's their, in my opinion, that's their loophole for it. If your car was to go bang on the motorway, then they say that you're covered. If your car blows up, 'cause your head gasket's gone, then you're covered. If when you break down, you've got to ring Momentum straight away. You've got to ring them before you ring RAC or whoever, because I've read online of people that broke down the side of the motorway. The first thing you do, you panic. You need to get off the motorway. You need to get to a safe place. You've got your family with you. Blah blah blah. So the first thing you do is you ring your breakdown cover company. Simple as. And then what happens is, your breakdown cover will come out, and quite rightly, a mechanic that comes out to recover you will try and get your car going. Now what happens is, when they get that car going, that's classed as another mechanic working on your vehicle, and because that other mechanic works on your vehicle without Momentum's authority, that will void your warranty. That says it in here in the fine print somewhere, but that is their way. The state of this manual is ridiculous. I dropped some flats being stored under the car for 6 months, but that is their way of getting out of it. They will say that you have had a mechanic work on this problem without our permission, so then your warranty is voided. So in a lot of ways, like people say, this is not worth the paper it's written on. I have had success with them though. The wiper motor went faulty on my Astra GSI Turbo, and I was just going to fix it myself. They're about £50, £60, £70, something like that for the part. Fairly simple to fit. But a friend who works at a garage said, let's get it through on your warranty, try and get it through on your warranty. In the end, it took us around 6 hours to get authorisation for it, because I had to ring them in advance to let them know the car was going in, where it was going, blah blah blah. Took it in, then they spent so long diagnosing it. If they diagnose it and then this warranty company refuses to pay out, then you've got the cost of the mechanic diagnosing it. Anyway, with it being a wiper motor, and it was sudden failure as well, it completely stopped working, they approved it. And when they approved it, we were still waiting around for 3 or 4 hours while they said, you know, can you get a piece of paper that says this? Can you get a piece of paper from the previous dealer that signs that? Can we have a photocopy of the service history? Can you tell us, you know, if it's ever been changed? You know, have you got any evidence of it being changed? Have you got evidence of it having new wiper blades? You know, all ridiculous stuff. You know, basically just looking for a loophole to get out of it. In the end, we got it through after I was waiting around a day. Well, pretty much a full day without my car. We got it through. It took him about 30 minutes to fit the wiper motor. Another 20 minutes to diagnose it. Took us around 5 or 6 hours to get the warranty company to agree to pay out, you know, to approve the claim basically. And in the end up, because they messed about so much, we got one from Vauxhall. Well, actually, it turned out that we couldn't get one available on that day anyway from anywhere else, but we got one from Vauxhall, and it cost £220, or was it 220? I think it's about 160 quid, something ridiculous for the wiper motor when you could have got the same one from Pages, and then obviously there was a labour on top of that, so it came to around £220 in total. Momentum approved it. I think I've got a £700 claim limit, although I suspect now if I try and make a claim, you know, they're probably going to try and get out of it. One, because I've already had a claim and they're probably not going to pay out twice, and twice because, you know, second time because I'm on YouTube now, sort of slagging them off. But I just wanted to give you a brief overview of my experience with Momentum warranties. I won't be renewing with them. I've got another 3 or 4 months left on it, and the Astra's pretty healthy at the minute. To be honest, there's nothing going wrong with it. I was hoping if anything goes wrong, I want it to go wrong now, because at least I've got some sort of cover on it. But in the future, if anything goes wrong with the Astra, you know, something simple like a wiper motor or, you know, airflow meter, something really simple like that, you know, you just get yourself an Autel or whatever and a fault code reader, and you start looking on YouTube and you start looking on Google and you diagnose it yourself and you fix it yourself. And if you can't fix it yourself, even the cost of taking it to a garage is cheaper than renewing with like an extended warranty company like such as Momentum, because I mean £300, £400, £500 a year for it, you might as well risk, you know, if anything goes wrong, you could save that money. If anything goes wrong with your car in the year, it's going to cost less. You know, chances are it's going to cost less than £300, £400 a year. You know, your car in 5 years' time, you are not going to have, you know, 4 times £500 a year. You know, you're not going to have £2 worth of repairs in your car. So, in my opinion, I would not recommend it. You know, my opinion's not God. I'm not a fully trained mechanic. I'm just a DIYer. I like to do my own stuff. I like to fix my own stuff. And the only reason I had this one in the first place is because it came with the car that I bought it. But one thing you do need to realise is if you buy your car from a dealer or a garage, within 6 months, if any faults occur with your car, you are covered by that dealer, because it's up to the dealer to prove that those faults weren't there at time of sale. And if they can't prove they weren't there at time of sale, they've got to sort them faults out for you. So the Astra has a brand new VXR turbo and valve stem seals, paid for by the garage that I bought it from, because, you know, at the end of the day, it was kicking out tons of blue smoke, so they'll have known, and they just tried to sell it on to me. You know, so I don't feel guilty for making them pay for, you know, over £1,000 worth of work, because, in my opinion, they were trying to rip me off. So it's as simple as. But yeah, you've got that extra comeback anyway. When you buy a car from a dealer, you've got that 6 months where if anything goes wrong, you know, anything serious goes wrong, then, you know, you've got that comeback. You know, just give them a ring, just say, look, you know, this has gone wrong. You know, if your clutch or something goes, it's serious, isn't it? You know what I mean? So just give them a ring and just say, look, is there anything we can do to sort this out? Can you help us out with it? You know, 9 times out of 10, if it's a good, you know, decent garage, they'll say, you know, bring it down, we'll fix it for you. You might have a bit of resistance like I did. Well, I had a lot of resistance with mine, and I had to get trainer standards involved and a few others. But hey, you live by your mistakes. So in future, if you can, take a mechanic friend with you, or spend loads and loads and loads and loads of time researching your car, and don't buy an impulse. And in my opinion, forget about an extended warranty. Unless, of course, you've got something, you know, really posh like a nice Mercedes or something like that that you can't just plug in with a fault code reader and diagnose yourself, and you've got to, you know, you've got to go to a garage. So if you're thinking about taking out a warranty Momentum, this is my opinion on it. Don't mean it's right. You might have a fantastic experience with them, but I just wanted to give you my opinion, my experience. So if you do take one out with them, good luck, and I hope it goes all right for you. And I hope this review helped you.